everyone, and welcome to your Fearless Friday on Saturday. Because, well, why not? Because life gets in the way sometimes, and we just have to make the best of it. So welcome to your Saturday morning masterclass. I hope you've had a wonderful week. And I hope this is a good time for you. Maybe we'll get a few more live this morning joining us if we don't have any other work obligations that get in the way. So welcome everyone, and I hope you have had a wonderful week. I hope the rain and the snow have stayed away from your part of the world, and if they haven't, if it hasn't, I hope it hasn't caused too much damage or too much disruption to your week. Personally, I've had a week where I have been inside dodging the weather warnings. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, first of all, let me introduce myself because we have a few new listeners here. So my name is Kat Holden, and I'm the creator of this action-focused support group. And you are very welcome here in this safe space as you pick up the pieces after your medical team have stepped away. This is the whole focus for this group. It's action-focused. And so if you are still really struggling and you're not ready to take those steps back to life, then this group probably isn't for you. What will happen is I would overwhelm you if you're not ready to start taking action. So if you're in that phase of recovery, then I highly recommend Macmillan have got some great resources for you and counselling services, and Maggie's also have some great resources, and you'll be surrounded by cancer charities that will have what you need right now. Go take advantage of all that support that's out there, and then when you're ready to start taking those action steps, come on in, come on back, start listening again, and start taking action. So you are most definitely in the right place if you want tangible baby steps, if you want some hope and inspiration, and if you want a community of like-minded and understanding men and women to champion you, right, as you come back to life and thrive after your battle with cancer. Now, if you're watching this on Instagram or YouTube, the link to this private space is in the comment section, along with other freebies to help you on your way back to life. Now, part of the learnings I share is around the 4 phases back to life. And the 4 phases is something that I've created to help us understand the journey that we go on that sees us come back to life, right? Because the reason why you're here is because you know the moment your medical team step away, you're not jumping with joy, right? You're not jumping with joy. You don't come out of the oncologist's office full of life's wisdom and knowing how you're going to live to the full every single day from this point onwards. We know that's a myth, right? That's why you're here. That's why you found me. And if you go back over the videos, we've already covered phase 1 and phase 2. And today I'm focusing on phase 3. So phase 3 is that time when you surrender and you accept life won't ever be the same again. And it's a tricky space to find yourself in at the beginning because you know you're not the same person as you were pre-cancer, and yet you've not discovered the incredible person you are today post-cancer. Now, the great news about phase 3 is it's all about that discovery. So a quick recap. Phase 1, you've found someone to share the truth of how you're really feeling. You're resting, you're recuperating. Phase 2, overpowering emotions are the name of the game. And it's using our 3 foundational stones to help you through that. Journaling, gratitude, play dates, right? Think Julia Cameron. That's the order of the day. Now, phase 3 is full on, glorious, life-transforming, joy-infused discovery. Now, I don't want to lead you astray here. You're still going to have challenges, but they're far more gentle. And if you're like me and still yearn for the old version, sometimes, even though you understand she's gone, this is a great phase. Phase 3 is the rising strong and thriving phase, right? It takes courage and patience and a time to start asking yourself powerful questions around who you are today. Now, my experience of phase 3 is quite a story because I'd known from my first visit to Solace, that cancer wellbeing centre in the southeast of Ireland, that I was going to create a space for others to heal after cancer. I knew it. Doesn't mean for one moment that I took those steps straight away. Right? In fact, so I was diagnosed in 2011. My treatment ended in 2012. Then I got stuck in Ireland, as you know. You know the story. Now, I believe there are no coincidences in this world. And when I first found out my residency visa had been revoked, it felt like the end of the world. And then a few days later, I discovered Solace, where they helped me to truly come back to life and realize who I really was and the future that was waiting for me. They helped me to realize my purpose in this world. Now, I think it was Steve Jobs who said we can only join the dots when we look back. Anywho, that's a tangent for today. So that would have been spring 2012 when I was at Solace, and I'm thinking, oh my God, we need more of these spaces available to everyone. And then by autumn, I was back on my feet physically, and I returned to Australia and went straight back into corporate life. Completely disregarded that pull from that passion. And there are many reasons, of course. You know the story. I needed sponsorship for residency, blah, blah, blah. But that decision certainly didn't allow me the time nor the space to step up and build my dream, which was thriving after cancer. It was this space, right? No. That took another 6 years. 6 years! I kept telling myself I had to build my financial security first. I told myself I had to be settled first. I told myself I needed more experience and life events for me to be more useful, more credible. 6 years of talking myself out of it. Not being able to support others. That bloody inner critic and bullying voice we all have. It dominated my decisions. And then when my dad died in 2016, my mum didn't want flowers. She asked for donations for Solace. And she then asked if I would take that money we raised. And I really didn't want to. I did not want to go back to that place where I'd been so lost and heartbroken and overwhelmed. And yet the moment, and by that I mean the split second I opened that door into that centre, I had the most powerful knowing, this is what I'm here to create. So 2 years after that, yes, it took me another 2 years. 2 years after that, I did my first live into the group, which means we are celebrating our 6-year anniversary. Can you believe that? We are 6 years. It's incredible. I can't grasp the impact this group has had on so many people around the world. I mean, it takes my breath away to think of the lives that this group has changed. This knowledge, understanding, wisdom, insights, understanding that it's changed people's lives around the world. And it continues to do so. And it still makes me emotional. It makes me emotional when I think about that. When I think about all the other people that we need to still reach. All the great work that needs to be done still. And it's changing for sure, and we're reaching more and more people, but it makes me emotional in a good way, like that blessed feeling. So why am I telling you this? Phase 3 for me was all of that journey. I was working with the most amazing coaches who helped me to understand myself, my passion and my purpose in this world, and how to bring that to life. Right? They helped me deal with that bullying voice in my head, to understand the fears that were slowing me down, showed me the way through obstacles and self-doubt, and supported me as I found the courage to go live for the very first time in our group, which, by the way, consisted of my crying all the way through, because I thought coming to you outside Clatterbridge Cancer Hospital as I waited to go in for my checkup was a really good idea. Really good idea, because I clearly wasn't nervous enough with having to attend that appointment. I thought, yeah, let's take a giant leap out of my comfort zone and go live on the same day. And oh my lordy. So yes, I cried all the way through that one, which was only watched by my two best friends, because they were the only two, my two best friends and my mum were the only people in the group at that time. So they were the ones that watched me stand outside Clatterbridge Hospital and cry my way through the importance of how to find the courage and the breathing technique that gets you through the other realm. Hilarious. Anyway, back to today, back to phase 3. It's time to discover you and the incredible person you are today, this side of your cancer battle. Right. So let me share with you 3 powerful questions that you can start to reflect on that will help you if you're in that phase 3 of coming back to life. Yes, bear with me 1 second. I'm so sorry. It's only, what is it, 9:10, and I've been talking like a crazy person already this morning with lots of different calls and check-ins, and I have many friends in the Southern Hemisphere because I lived in Australia for so long. And so, and my family, I have a niece in New Zealand and another one in Australia. So my Saturday mornings are spent from about 6:30 onwards catching up with my fabulous family and friends over on that side of the world. So I've come to this at 9 o'clock and I keep, my voice keeps going creaky. My apologies. I'm going to take one more mouthful. And I like to talk, you know that. I like to talk, I like my tangents. So, question 1 is, what do you stand for? Now, I don't expect you to have these answers immediately. These 3 questions that I'm asking now, they're probably for your journal or to go away and reflect on, however that works for you best. So for me, journaling, for me, out in nature, meditation. But what is it for you? Reflect on these 3 questions. Don't think, because you don't know immediately, that and dismiss them. Right? These are powerful questions. Powerful questions. In fact, I may throw in a 4th powerful question. I'll see how I feel at the end of it. So what do you stand for? That's question 1. Go write that down. Go reflect on that. Question number 2. In the context of your life or your career or your health, but pick a pillar, for argument's sake, in the context of your life. What's most important to you? What's most important to you? Not what's most important to your husband or your wife or your family or your friends. What's most important to you in the context of your life? And question 3, if you could wave your magic wand, What is the one thing, the one change you would like to see in the world? If you had a magic wand, what is the one change you would like to see in the world? Shall I repeat those quickly for you? Question 1, what do you stand for? There is a part B to that, and that is what do you stand against, but you don't necessarily have to think about that one. So what do you stand for? If you want part B, what do you stand against? Question number 2, in the context of your life, what's most important to you? And you could think about career or health or relationships also with that question. If you don't want to think about like in the context of life, you can think about those other pillars. And question 3, if you could wave your magic wand, what is the one change you would like to see in the world? Powerful questions for you to reflect over. Now, phase 3 is exciting, exhausting, joyful, challenging, and definitely not a linear journey. The fun and the insights and learnings will see you thriving. And let's be clear, I'm a slow learner, right? Life threw a number of curveballs at me during those 6 years of me knowing what I needed to do in this world and actually finding the courage and the time and the energy to do it. You all know my story. You understand. My dad got poorly and died. My brother got poorly and died. You understand my journey of going back to Australia. You know all of that. So I had 6 years of life, like full on, in your face, curveballs, as I'm sure you also do. I'm not unique in that. I betcha all the tea in China, it won't take you 6 years to rise strong and thrive. That, my friends, is it for this week. That is it. Please come into the group and share your thoughts and your answers to those 3 questions, because by showing up in the group and by being vulnerable and sharing, you inspire others to do the same. It just takes that one person to start sharing, other than me. So be brave. You're in a safe space. I moderate things strongly, and that came from a huge learning curve. So don't be afraid. Find that courage. Share your answers. Ask the questions. It is crucial to do this work on ourselves, like this reflective work, so you are able to own who you are today, fall in love with yourself, and truly live your one wild and precious life. Okay, that is it now. I'll see you next week. Please share, subscribe, like, and if you're not in the support group yet, come on over. Link is below.